population in Africa with a mere 100 million people. Now, if you go down a little bit, there is another 83 million people under the age of 15, representing 41% of the population. That only 3 countries will be larger than that age group. Your Excellencies, I want to suggest that something has to be done. Let me use this opportunity, because of the sake of time, to say that I believe that the National Assembly should lead every single effort that we have in the execution of products and projects throughout the country. I think that the executive, and I would want to suggest to Mr. President, ably represented here, that the executive, and I wish I had known this when I had the opportunity in serving in a couple of positions on the executive side, that the National Assembly should take the leading role. We should never have any project executed anywhere in the country, in any constituency, without the leadership and coordination of members of the National Assembly. It is the members that were sent to Abuja to represent the people. I know that we are concerned about lawmaking. I know that we are concerned about oversight duties. But I think the most important duty that the people expect of members of the National Assembly is to look after their interests and their well-being. And therefore, I believe that members of the National Assembly, thank you very much, the members of the National Assembly should take the leading role in any project. And I think that the time has come for us to sit down and look for how we make sure that this happens. How are you representing the people if you do not engage in the coordination of the activities of the executive? No ministry, department, or agency should go anywhere in the country to conduct any business without first sitting down and talking to the members of the legislature. And I say this with experience of having been on the other side. If we want to really be successful, it is not we tell you, Senator, or we tell you, members of the National Assembly, that we are going to your constituency. No, we invite you to come to work with us, to lead us and guide us in how we deal with your people. That is the message. And so today, I also want to mention this. There used to be something called, Mr. Speaker, I believe they still have it, something called constituency projects. I think constituency projects are extremely important. And we have to look to make them richer. I'm not talking just increase the quantity. We should enrich constituency projects. And every constituency project should include elements or components of human capital development. We should have no project happen anywhere in the country without being mindful of human capital development. The reason is, if we do not, remember those 124 million people I talked about? They are potential free radicals that can radicalize the country and seize the country from under your governance, and you will have nobody to govern. And so we have to be sure that we pay attention to these 124 million people that I talked about. They are potential free radicals. We don't want them to be free radicals. We want them to be agents of change. We want them to be the people that we can manage. But for us to do that, we have to give them human capital development. Now, finally, I know some people are happy when I say finally. You know, there was a person who was preaching and talking for so long. And after he was sweating and shaking and talking, he said, now what more can I say? And somebody at the back said, how about amen? Okay, so don't worry, we're getting to the amen here. Now, in my organization, we have created a platform known as Phenomenal Africa. And it is mostly for capturing elements of human capital development. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, I think this is extraordinary, what you have done with this magazine, the launching of this magazine. And I think that it's the magazine that we not only pick up in the National Assembly, but something that we can get even at embassies around the world, something we can get in our communities. And we want to work with you to be able to have inside of it information and things about human capital development so that we can share in our states. In Katsina, the governor is here. In Imo, the governor is here. And all over this country. And so people get to understand the importance and the criticality of human capital development in everything that we do. So that, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, the representative of the Senate President, ably represented here by the Deputy Senate President. I thank you all, sirs. I thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for this opportunity. Thank you very much, and good morning.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, can we give a round of applause for one of our keynote speakers this morning? Thank you. Thank you, Professor Magnus Pakol. He is a great TV host, a prolific speaker, a motivator, and a trainer, a former economic advisor to former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Thank you so much for finding time to be here with us this morning. And now, moving on very, very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring on stage somebody that we all would love to listen to, somebody that has something that will be motivating and speaking and inspiring to us this morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together as I welcome on stage a poet who's with us, Ambassador Ekene Atusioba, a multiple award-winning poet, a founder, New Earth Classics, a new genre of poetry. Ekene is currently serving as poetry bard for Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies here present, please can we put our hands together as I welcome Ambassador Ekene Atusioba. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Well, we have some silence in the house, please. Excellencies, I beg to stand on the existing protocols. This poem is titled, "We Are the Green Chamber." Of the Republic, a simple but complex beehive, cauldron of terabytes of interests. We are the blooming, lush, and solid emerald altar that hold the pillars of Nigeria. We are the capstone servants of goodwill, ambassadors of light, peace, unity, and progress, children of the Most High, noble entities and honorable minds of this hallowed chamber. We are humanity, soaked in the delicate tapestry of Nigeria's political machinery, titans of a strong and abiding democracy. We are the trailblazers of a new dawn in this diversity of boiling freedoms, sitting proudly, serving humbly in this region of ECOWAS. We live here in the three-armed zone, basting up in that pledge of timeless allegiance to a vibrant federation of mighty resources. We are the new dawn of Africa's emerging renaissance, the maize and its ace. We are the human face of the maize. We are the face of that one responsible for a divine burden, a choice we made before we were born, eons before men knew how to craft and embody laws in the great chambers of Egypt, Persia, Greece, Rome, England, or America. We appeared in Nigeria, 1923, pulsating green like the luscious fields of this fascinating beauty called Nigeria. We are the essence of all that the people think, seek, and have to build an imagined nation into a rising strong phoenix. We are the blossoming convergence, ethical propulsion, and craft masters of our bicameral institution, working the beautiful tools that tile the marbled floors of our political balance, waking laws like magic, working like bees and bees and bees, making enchanted honey, producing alluring pheromones that keeps this country together. We have sometimes been perceived by some as night magicians. We are the effulgent embodiment of that character that paints national unity on a global canvas. Gifted we are with the national endowment to understand and express the mandate of a great people. We are covenanted to a robust legislation. Bequeathed we are to the reigns of 360 stars in our political constellation. We are deliberate and diligent in the structured exfoliation of dark matter from government and the delicate fabric of society. We are the green Mother Earth of the National Assembly, aligned perfectly to the super red upper chamber, called by God and man to that service where man and the divine become one. We are resilient shepherds, custodians of intangible and sublunary assets, managing the rugged storms of national odyssey. One-pointed we are to the emancipation of hidden things and domestic challenges that threaten our nascent democracy. We are the encapsulation of the noble and new edicts that ripple awesomely through Nigeria, ECOWAS, Africa, and the world. We are the collective essence of the beautiful tribes and tongues illuminating the ever-sustainable renderings of the divine purpose. We toil while you sleep, blessed with a beautifully raging burden that keeps the Niger, the Benue, the horses, and the eagle locked in the arms of shield of unity. We are the spirit of excellence, personified in the legends whose name ring through the hallowed green halls of heroes. Take a bow to the first of their names, Sir Frederick McLeaf, Jajawachuku, Ibrahim Jallo Waziri, Edwin Umezoke, Chaba Biam, Salisu Buhari, Galina na Aba, Aminu Bello Masari, Patricia Ete, Dimeji Bankole, Aminu Waziri Tambowal, Yakubu Dogara, and Femi Bajamiamila. And we are the Green Chamber. Thank you.
We indeed are the Green Chamber. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for Ambassador Atuba Ekene. Thank you so much. Moving on with the speed of light, Your Excellencies, permit me to recognize the former governor of Imo State and Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Owele Anayo Rochas Okorocha. Would like to welcome you. Thank you very much for coming, sir. Having done that, Your Excellencies, I find it very pertinent at this juncture to then invite the chief convener of this event, the man whose vision as a Speaker of the House of Representatives has driven this vision to this stage. Please do join me, if your hands are not very busy, as we welcome this very visionary and very ebullient, indefatigable, dynamic leader. Let's please make welcome the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Your Excellency, Right Honorable Femi Akingbadzabiamila. We can do better with that round of applause for the Speaker as he comes for his remarks.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Let me say before I move on very quickly that I thoroughly enjoyed that poem, and perhaps we can have it in plaque form and have it fixed to the entrance of the House of Representatives, because it so much captures who we are. Your Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture. Distinguished President of the Senate, ably represented by the Deputy President of the Senate. The Right Honorable Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives and my partner, Honorable Ahmed Idris Wase. Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Chairman of the occasion and Governor of Katsina State, Principal Officers of the Senate and House of Representatives, distinguished Senators, Honorable Members, friends and colleagues of the House of Representatives, Your Excellencies, Governors here present, Honorable Ministers here present, Special Advisor to the President of the National Assembly Matters, guest speakers, Clerk of the National Assembly, Clerk of the House of Representatives, Directors General here present, Secretaries of various directorates and management staff, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say quickly good morning or good afternoon, as the case may be. And I want to thank you all for honoring the invitation to join us today. Our country has long benefited from the work of dedicated media professionals, men and women possessed of incredible talent and abundant courage, who risked life and limb to tell stories that expose malfeasance and abuse and held the most powerful of us to account. I can say with absolute confidence that this is our democratic settlement, or rather that this our democratic settlement could never have been achieved without the noble dare of the press. Those unsung heroes who understood the power of the written word and wielded it in passionate denunciation of the tyranny that sought to consume us all. I am now, as I always have been, a passionate believer in the value of free and unfettered press. I am also an unrepentant advocate of quality and honest journalism. Today, there are others who have themselves discovered the power of the word to inform and enlighten, to motivate and inspire, and have continued in that noble tradition of holding the powerful to account. However, they operate within a media environment that too often chooses instead to elevate the voices of charlatans and digital arsonists who exploit the democracy of the internet to spread fake news for clicks and profit and in service of base agendas. What we have come here to do today is to unveil for all the world to see a platform that is dedicated to the practice of true and noble journalism, acting always in the best interest of the people, rejecting the temptation to use the power of the word for evil. When, in spite of the economic pressures brought on by the advancements in new media, it is still possible to practice journalism with integrity, eschewing the false promise of clickbait headlines and fake news editorials. The Green Chamber magazine is not a propagandist outlet. Our service to the people who elected us is not enabled in any way by having at our beck and call a media outfit that exists to massage our egos and tell us what we want to hear. This magazine is educative in nature. There's something I call the long arm of the house. This magazine will reach universities. These are our outlets. Universities, hotels, libraries, embassies, state assemblies, local government, and so on and so forth. And that's why I call it the long arm of the house, because it will reach where many of us cannot reach. Public service always benefits from being held to impartial account. Any public service conducted in secrecy is suspect. The vision for the Green Chamber magazine is seriously in the best interest of the Nigerian people. Rest assured of my Kalu and his team for his can-do or their can-do spirit, his passion, his dedication, his drive, and his refusal to cave in when things during this process were getting more daunting by the day. I must also commend and thank the leadership of the House, every single principal officer that we work together on all sides, both the majority and the minority parties. I thank you all for all your support, without whom this vision can never be realized. I also want to commend members of the House. They played a role which very few of us understand. The cooperation they gave the team, the cooperation they gave and still continue to give the leadership, and the fact that they bought into this vision effortlessly, without any form of persuasion. It speaks a lot and volumes to what we have in the Ninth Assembly, which is written right boldly behind me here, in that little logo that's now ubiquitous. You see it everywhere. Right here in the chambers, you see it everywhere. Nation building, a joint task. I thank all of you who have worked to achieve the vision of this magazine. Unfortunately, and I must say, we dropped the ball. And I think I will not take the blame for this. I will, I only take the good things. I will pass this on to Ben Kalu and his team. When they fixed the date, Wednesday, 19th, 10 a.m., little did they know they were fixing a date that coincided both in day and in time with a fake meeting that holds, and they went ahead and invited the president and the ministers, who today are seated comfortably somewhere in the villa, holding their meeting and directing affairs of the state. And that is the reason why Mr. President, who wanted to be here, was unable to make it because he had to be somewhere else, and also ditto the ministers. But let me thank those ministers who have taken time out to be here, particularly the representative of the president, who's been sitting next to me throughout, and who has enjoyed throughout the appellation and being described as the president. We have exchanged letters. As you can tell, he's even going to be speaking after me. He's happy to be called Mr. President. And I told him that when we get the video of this event, in keeping with fake news and social media, we shall very carefully edit the part that says Mr. President, and edit ably represented, and send out the edited part which says Mr. President Alhaji Lai Muhammad, and send that out so that we can underscore when we talk about social media and the ills and the dangers. And he runs the risk of being tried for treason. Who have taken time to share this special moment with us, you have my highest appreciation. And I thank you all for coming. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I'd like that we give the Honorable Speaker yet another resounding applause, and I can see a standing ovation already for the Speaker. Thank you so much. I have been, unquote. Today, posterity will be kind to the Speaker of the House of Representatives and the Chairman of the Committee on Media and Public Affairs for this very giant stride of having to tell your stories yourself. And as you can see from the magazine that was shown on the video, it tells you that it is a world-class magazine. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there is a slip of this type of slip on everybody's table. And I'd like that you please feel the slip and return through either of the ushers to us at this point. We're going to get to that point very shortly, but this is very important. Please, there are some of these in front of you. Please just feed them in and ensure that we have them back very quickly. We thank you very much for your kind attention. Your Excellency, the representative of the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, and Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, the chairman of this occasion, Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, the President of the Senate, Distinguished Senator Ahmad Ibrahim Lawan, ably represented by the Deputy President of the Senate, Distinguished Senator Ovie Omoagege, Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, I beg your pardon, the Speaker, Deputy Speaker. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol at this point as we invite very quickly to the podium for his remarks the President of the Senate, Distinguished Senator Ahmad Ibrahim Lawan, PhD, CON, Damasanim Badde, ably represented here by the Deputy President of the Senate, Distinguished Senator Ovie Omoagege, who is coming to speak to us very briefly about the importance of this event today. If your hands are not very busy, can we please give the President of the Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly a resounding applause, please, as he speaks through the Deputy President of the Senate. Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you very much. The Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, ably represented by the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, our President for today. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Right Honorable Femi Bajabiamila, my good friend, the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, and my brother, the Honorable Idris Wase, Principal Officers of the House of Representatives, distinguished senators, honorable members of the House of Reps, the executive governors of Katsina and Imo States here present, representatives of the speakers of Kaduna and Lagos State House of Assemblies, the clerk of the National Assembly, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The President of the Senate is unavoidably absent and sends his apologies, but he's asked me to represent him and the entire Senate because of the significance of this very event. It is with my whole heart that I welcome this great initiative of the House of Representatives, which has just crystallized into the Green Chamber magazine. The coming of this journal is indeed another great leap forward by the Ninth Assembly towards creating milestones and models for our growing but firm democracy. It is my fervent hope, and I'm sure this project is equal to it, that the journal will break new grounds in democracy, not just as a vehicle for information, but also that of communication with all Nigerians. Over the years, we've seen growing political distrust in the relationship between voters and parliamentarians. The Nigerian people have deep and corrosive doubts about how the National Assembly works. For the Ninth Assembly that wants to achieve great results with government, the severe erosion of trust in government has no doubt become a real problem. To an extent, it does appear that lack of trust in governance is now an obstacle to a developmental problem. And in order to move this country forward, to actually take the bold decisions and actions we need to solve the socio-economic problems facing our country and win back the trust of the electorate, we need cooperation among the people of different political, ethnic, and religious persuasions. And to make that happen, we have to restore our faith in our democracy. Well, the best way to deal with this problem is to be more transparent with the Nigerian people. We need to create spaces for information, education, dialogue, peaceful interactive debates, citizen participation, and direct contribution to legislative work through the development of new participatory technologies. Certainly, the relationship between government and the Nigerian people can no longer be a one-way relationship, only awakened during election periods. This will be hard to do given the nature of politics and governance. But that we must do if we are to build a genuine relationship of trust between elected representatives and citizens, and between legislators and journalists who play a decisive role in building bridges between the population and the representatives. This burden will be a significant task of the new journal, where the journal informs the electorate and indeed the rest of the world on the workings of the National Assembly. It is my hope that it will also provide platforms for feedbacks in such a way that information of the journal is essentially a two-way affair. This way, it gives the generality of Nigerians the platform to further participate in the business of governance. In all, the Green Chamber magazine is a cause that goes to the great length to demonstrate the National Assembly's responsiveness to the sensibilities of all Nigerians. It is worthy of salute. Once again, I welcome the birth of this bold project, the Green Chambers, and task you all to pursue this dream with the will, the zeal, and the patriotic fervor it deserves. The Senate, and indeed the entire Nigerian people, are with you in this venture. The rest is the grace of God. Thank you very much for your attention as I formally and officially, anticipatorily unveil the Green Chamber magazine to the glory of God. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Another resounding applause, please, for the President of the Senate, ably represented here by the Deputy President of Senate. Thank you so much. The unveiling is going to be done very shortly, but before then, Your Excellencies, I'd like to invite the chairman of the occasion just before the President is invited over for his speech. May I invite the chairman of the occasion and former Speaker, House of Representatives, who is coming to quickly just make an announcement to us. Can we please welcome him, please, in anticipation of the launch of this magazine? Can we hear this applause for the chairman of this occasion and former Speaker of the Green Chamber?
Mr. President, ably represented by Honorable Minister of Information, I have been caught unaware. I think my understanding is that I will be chairman of the occasion, not a chief luncher. For luncheon of this kind, you need a businessman who has a lot of money to give. But I'm officially lunching with an amount on behalf of the state government and myself, which will be mentioned there, not here.
Please, can you put your hands together for the chairman of the occasion? That's actually setting the precedence. Mr. the governor of Imo State has done same, and we'll see if we can get him over as well. But before then, my colleague has the next. Okay, before then, please, ladies and gentlemen, we have the account number for those of you who would want to transfer instantly. We have the account number, Dreams Pointer International Limited. Dreams Pointer International Limited is UBA bank account. And the account number is, please just write it down in case you want to do instant transfers. The account number is 102 26 17 418. UBA account number 102 26 17 418. We already have the representative of the APC National Chairman, Alhaji Abdullahi Shuaibu. We welcome you. Thank you for coming. Naomi.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, please permit me to very warmly and very specially recognize and officially welcome to the podium the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, who is ably represented in the House this morning by the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please, can we give him a round of applause? If you came here with your hands, please put them together as I welcome to the podium right now the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who will be speaking this morning through the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The President of the Senate, ably represented by the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Omo Agege, the Right Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives and the Convener, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Ahmed Idris Wase, the Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, former Speaker of the House, Governor of Katsina State and the Chairman of this occasion, the Governor of Imo State here present and all other governors present, principal officers of the Senate and House of Representatives, distinguished senators and honorable members, honorable ministers here present, clerk to the National Assembly, permanent secretaries here present, National Assembly management, special advisors to the President, House of Representatives, guest speakers, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. May I first give my thanks and gratitude to the Chairman, House Committee on Media, Honorable Kalu, who deliberately fixed this meeting for a Wednesday. Otherwise, I will be here representing the President. Permit me to make just a brief comment first on about these speeches made by people before me, especially the guest speaker. I think what comes out clearly is that Nigeria is a great country, and Nigerians are irrepressible, and Nigerians are very resourceful. And I'm going to give you just a very small story about Nigeria before I go to my speech, to show how resilient Nigerians are and how resourceful they are. A Nigerian went to the US, and when he got to the airport, the immigration asked him, exactly where are you going to in the US? He said, I'm going to California. They said, where in California? He said, I'm going to San Jose. And the American immigration officer looked at him and said, there's nowhere called San Jose in California. He said, I'm in San Jose. He said, can you write it down? So he wrote it. Of course, it's Sanjose. And the American said, oh my God, you mean San Jose? The Nigerian was unmoved. So when the immigration officer asked him, now that I know you are going to San Jose, when will you be going back to your country? He said, in Hun or Hulai. Permit me, Mr. Convener, to congratulate the leadership of the House of Representatives for conceiving and launching the Green Chamber magazine as the official magazine of the House. This is a trailblazer for the House, and it will go a long way in bridging the information gap between the House and the public. Prior to the birth of this magazine, information about the activities of the House of Representatives, including sponsored motions, bills passage, and committee assignments, is obtained mostly from what is reported in newspapers, the electronic media, and the new media. In some cases, such information is distorted, leading to the poor perception of lawmakers and what they do. However, the Green Chamber magazine, which is being launched today, will correct any distortion and become the authoritative voice of the House. Access to correct information will not only burnish the image of the House, it will also illuminate the great work that members are doing in the House, including the enormous work that goes into the passage of a bill as well as committee duties. Hitherto, the public perception of the National Assembly is that of a bicameral legislature where overly comfortable and highly overpaid members merely stuff walls of currency notes into their pockets for little work done. This wrong perception has resulted partly from the lack of understanding of the enormous work of lawmakers, especially outside the glare of television cameras. But with a magazine that will be the authoritative source of anything that goes on in the House, motions being moved, bills being passed, national issues being discussed, and constituency projects being published, petitions being discussed, the public will be better informed on the activities of the House, and this will in turn reflect in an improved public perception. In addition, to help the House to tell its own story, rather than relying on others to take charge of their narrative. It is said that no one can tell your story better than you. This magazine, I must say, is long overdue, but like the saying goes, it's better late than never. Coming at this time, when fake news and disinformation have become an avalanche, it is a most welcome innovation that I'm sure will help counter the scourge of fake news and disinformation, especially as it affects the House. I am reliably informed that the Green Chamber magazine will be widely distributed including to public institutions and foreign embassies in Nigeria. May I therefore stress the need for its editorial team to ensure that the magazine meets the highest standard in terms of content and aesthetics. The magazine's reach will also be expanded if it can be made available online. Nigerians in diaspora will particularly benefit from its availability online. Once again, I sincerely congratulate the leadership and members of the House of Representatives on the launch of the appropriately named Green Chamber magazine. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. President's representative. We will at this juncture invite the President to be led by the Speaker and the Deputy and the President of the Senate, Deputy Speaker, the Governors of Imo and Katsina State, the Senator representing Imo State, who is the only Senator here, and of course the Clerk to the National Assembly. To please, Chairman Kalu will lead all of you to the point for the unveiling of the Green Chamber magazine, after which we'll be also unveiling the lapel pin. The Green Chamber lapel pin, strictly meant for members of representatives. Please, not everybody can go. Please bear with us. I'll also invite the leadership, principal officers of the House of Representatives, the leader, minority leader, deputy minority leader, chief whip, deputy minority whip, minority whip, to please join them, because after the unveiling, you will be decorating them with the lapel pin. But first of all, the unveiling by the President's representative. Naomi, please take one microphone quickly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We are going to do two unveiling today. One is the magazine that we came for, the Green Chamber magazine. The second one is the official lapel. We are tired of wearing this green stuff on the leader. We want to have a formal lapel that is more elegant, more official, to identify members of this assembly, ninth assembly. And it is also for security reasons that we have decided to go this direction. Behind Mr. President and the Speaker, as well as the Senate President, is the magazine that is to be unveiled. And behind the Governor of Imo State is the official lapel that is to be unveiled. I will now hand over to the Speaker, who will invite Mr. President to unveil, and then proceed to the official lapel for the unveiling as well. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Well, straightforward. Mr. President, ably represented by the Minister of Information, will do the honors and unveil the magazine for us today. So over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. To the glory of Almighty God and the benefit of mankind, it's my privilege to unveil the Green Chambers magazine.
Over to the Speaker to also conduct the unveiling of the lapel. as they share the magazine.
Share the magazine, please. I will hold and take pictures.
Please, can you move back? Cameramen, reporters, please move back. Please move back. Now you can take the pictures. That's the unveiling of the Green Chamber magazine. Please, they are not yet your copies. You may wish to return them. Everyone in here will get a copy each afterwards. They are moving to the unveiling of a lapel.
Mr. Speaker, this is the official lapel for the House for easy identification. I hand over to you to conduct.
All right. I this day unveil the official lapel of the House of Representatives, which I believe every member of this House will wear on their chest as a badge of honor.
A round of applause.
The Speaker will decorate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as well as the Chairman of the occasion, while the Deputy Whip will decorate the Speaker, as well as the Deputy Speaker. The decoration is going to take more than what I just listed. The Senate President must be decorated. So, Deputy Chief Whip, you start from there. Also, we have two governors who are here. We invite also the minority leader of the House to join in the decoration. Mr. Speaker, continue with the governor, the chairman of the occasion. The chairman to be decorated by the Deputy Speaker of the House. The Deputy Chief Whip will decorate the Senate President. The Speaker, you will still decorate the Governor of Imo State, sir. For a better photograph, after this, we will stand in front of the podium to take a better photograph.
Thank you. And after that, we'll be inviting all of you. Mr. Honorable Ben Kalu will lead all of our distinguished guests to the cake stand for the cutting of a cake. Afterwards.
From here, we are going to cut the cake. Have you decorated Owele? My senator, my senator.
Right, Honorable Femi Gbajabamila.
Chairman, House Committee on Information.
Let's go for the cutting of the
Media
cake.
and Public Affairs. We're inviting you over with all our distinguished guests for the cutting of a cake.
After the decoration of the Deputy Speaker of the House.
His Excellency, Governor of Imo State.
The members of the Media Committee are also invited to be around the cake.
Senator, hope for all. Senator,
okay, let's go for the cake. Let's go for the cake.
We invite Your Excellencies, the
Please come this way for the cake, please.
representative of the President, Your Excellency, the Speaker.
Please, we are cutting the cake. Can you come, please, the Speaker and Senate President, the leadership of the House.
Governor Aminu Bello Masari. Governor.
We invite the Clerk of the National Assembly.
Ice.
Big rounds.
Ice water. We invite Your Excellency, representing the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari. We invite Your Excellency, representing the President of his Federation, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, Chairman of the occasion, President of the Senate, Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Deputy Speaker, and the Governor of Imo State. Please, can we allow the Honorable Speaker come over for the cutting of a cake, please? After that, you can have enough time to want to interact with him. Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir.
We are waiting for the Speaker.
He's on his way. Vice Chairman of the Committee on Media and Public Affairs. Speaker, Senate President is there.
Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker of the Ninth Assembly, this is a wonderful thing that has happened today. It's a legacy that you are setting. We decided to make this lovely cake to celebrate these achievements. Mr. Speaker, over to you to conduct the cutting of the cake.
He will cut the cake. We will conduct it from Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, we will conduct the cutting of the cake from here.
Yeah, you, the President, the Senate President, will just join hands with you for the cutting of the cake.
And the President. And then because it's the 9th Assembly, we're going to count 1 to 9 and then they cut this cake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A round of applause for them, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please bear with us. Return to your seats very briefly, sir. Please take your seat very briefly because we're getting ready to invite the Deputy Speaker to come move the vote of thanks. Okay, as you return to your seats, please, briefly, if you have filled the pledge forms, please return them through any of the ushers and they will bring over to us. If you want it announced, we will announce it. But if you don't want it announced, we'll leave it at that. But for now, can we please return to our seats? Honorable members, the Chief Whip is here.
Guilty. Honorable Lady.
You're watching live from the National Assembly, the unveiling of the Green Chambers magazine and official lapel pin of the House of Representatives, which was performed by the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. He represented the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari.
Me unlike my country.
The leader of the House, Deputy Leader, Minority Leader, Deputy Minority Leader, and all chairmen of committees of the House of Representatives, we want you to launch this magazine and the lapel pin. And so you may wish to please come over and make your announcements if you want to.
Please be reminded that the forms are still very much available. If you'd like to support this, if you'd like to launch the magazine, please kindly fill out the forms. And this is also to inform you that the magazine is also available in soft copy. You can visit the website, greenchamber.ng. greenchamber.ng. On the website, you would find a soft copy of this magazine. It's available on the website. In the meantime, the ushers are still here. If you do not have one of the slips yet, you can ask one of them to give a slip to you so you can fill it and put in the information how much you'd like to support this launching or the unveiling of the magazine with. Thank you very much.
Photographers and cameramen, can we move away from here, please? Photographers and cameramen, can we move away from here, please? Security, please help us clear this place. NTA is live, and we want to thank the DG once again for his enormous support. Malam Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority. May I at this juncture invite the Executive Governor of Imo State, Your Excellency Senator Hope Uzodimma, to also please come and help us launch this magazine and the lapel pin. Can we please welcome our Governor with a resounding applause, please, as he comes forward. Your Excellency, sir.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, Your Excellencies, let me sign on to the protocol list that have been established. Mine is very simple. You know, I was in the private sector, but now I'm a born-again Christian. And Imo State, like you know, is one of those states that is crying for help. I'm going to support this idea because it's a noble one. I'm going to support the legislation. Before I go into the launching proper, I will advise that while we are commending this noble initiative, that we also understand the real challenges before us. Most times we are busy discussing and making emphasis on areas where our country has not done well. I think time has come for us to begin to make emphasis and highlight those areas where we have done tremendously very well. Yes, we are the legislature. Yes, there is doctrine of separation of power. Yes, we have the powers for oversight. Yes, we have the powers for appropriation. But the body politics is one. I think that this government since 2015, knowing where we are coming from and where we are now, has done tremendously very well in the areas of security. I recall vividly that in 2015, one of our senators then was one of those arrested on the basis of insecurity in Borno State. He was tried and he was set free by the court. Now that we can go home in Yobe State, in Borno State, do our businesses and come back without fear of being killed or maimed, is a success story. We'll continue to improve on that. On the issue of food security, green revolution, I want to believe that it had been an issue when we conceived this idea of placing embargo on the importation of rice. We thought that hunger would finish our people. Today is a success story that locally produced rice is sufficient to take care of our people. I want us to begin to talk about our image. Our dignity is dependent on what we say about ourselves. So I want to commend the initiators of this magazine and also challenge them to use this magazine as an instrument to market our image, market our national interests, and market our government as a people. On behalf of myself and the good people of Imo State, I'll follow suit what my senior governor said from Katsina State. I will confer with the Honorable Speaker and I do justice to support this book. Thank you, and may God bless all of us.
Thank you, Your Excellency. May I then, please put your hands together for him as he returns. May I then invite His Excellency, once an excellency, always an excellency, distinguished Senator Okorocha. Please let's welcome him with a very resounding applause as he comes forward to the Green Chamber. You have participated in the unveiling. The governor has spoken on behalf of the Imo people, but you represent a constituency. And this is a senatorial district in Imo State. And so please, and also your schools, the schools where they don't pay school fees, you feed them, you clothe them, you also give them textbooks, all free of charge. Please, a round of applause for His Excellency, Senator Okorocha.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Whether by arrangement or by accident or by representation, Lai Mohammed, you stand today as Mr. President. Mr. Speaker, let me first and foremost just congratulate you and to appreciate my Senate President for making our time to be here. Your Excellencies, the Governor of Imo State, the man that properly took over from me as Governor of Imo State. Your Excellency, my brother, Governor of Katsina, and the Clerk of the National Assembly, my Deputy Speaker, not following the protocols. Ladies and gentlemen, well, I've been called upon to speak and to launch this wonderful initiative. What I see here is vision at play. Mr. Speaker, let me salute you. I've often said to people that what is important is vision, and what is important is leadership. Where the leadership is right, things will work out right, and there's no mistake about that. And I said to people, there's nothing wrong with the head of state, but there can be something wrong with the state of the head. In this country, we must begin to emphasize on leadership, on vision. What we have done today simply is showing leadership. And I congratulate and commend you with your team and the members of the National Assembly. Well, as it is, I cannot, I don't know whether I can launch, because one, I can't launch. The governor, my governor of Imo State, have taken care of all those responsibilities as a former governor. And as a senator, my Senate President, represented by Deputy State President, have taken care of that. So if I must speak as an ordinary Nigerian and speak as on behalf of my people, my people. But, ladies and gentlemen, I want to associate myself with this. The President has spoken to say, you must speak for yourself. The truth is, the National Assembly does not enjoy a good image before the people of Federal Republic of Nigeria. And the simple truth is that because no one has been able to tell the story of National Assembly on behalf of National Assembly. So this might be the first attempt to address this ugly situation, which our bad condition points out to us, about the battered image of National Assembly. Sometimes people feel that you collect billions of naira and you waste billions of naira and nobody has been there to reply. So this might be a medium within which to address those ugly situations that were faced. For some of us who are in the National Assembly have come to understand that what is said outside is not necessarily what exists inside the National Assembly. In fact, people make sacrifices. But given a nation like ours and what we're going through, there's nothing wrong if we, the members of the National Assembly, can make more efforts to make more sacrifices for the people, ordinary people of Nigeria, given the situation we find ourselves. So this Green Chamber magazine is a right step in the right direction to tell the stories of National Assembly and the efforts of what National Assembly is trying to do to help Nigeria. On the same vein, I would have wanted, as usual, to launch, because there was a Rochas before a governor, and there was a Rochas before a senator. But nowadays, as the public officers, EFCC is around the corner. And so if you launch, you must explain where you get. I shield my...
Okorocha, may I, at this juncture, very quickly invite the clerk to the National Assembly? I have been told to do so, sir. I'm under directive by the chairman. Please, sir. Director. Okay. I am getting the signals from the clerk that he will do his own quietly. Thank you very much. Let me then invite very quickly the President of the Senate, who is represented here, to please launch this magazine and the lapel pin for the House of Representatives on behalf of all the senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, both serving and retired. Please, a round of applause for the President of the Senate, represented by the Deputy President of the Senate, Distinguished Senator Ovie Omoagege. Your Excellency, sir, this is very huge. From 99 to date.
Thank you very much. I promise you I won't take that bait. I will always stand here and represent the 7 senators. I will not be taking on that onerous assignment. On behalf of the President of the Senate, Dr. Adan, myself, and the other members of the 9th Senate, we have decided to support this very laudable initiative that will begin to present not just the House of Reps, but the entire National Assembly in a different light. It is not an initiative that should be downplayed in any way. Whatever it costs, we should be able to live up to that assignment. I have spoken, and indeed I have written not just my pledge, but the pledge on behalf of the 109 senators. I will not announce that here because I don't want to be the news this evening. But you'll be happy that I did. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And we pray Almighty God replenish your pockets. Thank you so much. Next, and in no particular order, the reason I have kept him till now is because he's the chief convener. I want to chief convener of this event, Your Excellency the Speaker, to fine. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Hence, he has said he will talk to the chairman privately. Let me then, without much ado, announce that for members of the House of Representatives, the magazine, a copy will be given to each member free of charge. But if you want to get an extra copy, cover price is 2,000 naira. The lapel pin, which is mandatory after the launch by the President's representative, the lapel pin is going for just 5,000 naira for only members of a house. It's not for everybody. I thank you very much for your kind attention. And I think with this, would like to then invite the leadership or the principal officers of the House of Representatives. Please, if you've finished filling the pledge forms, you may return it, but of course the leader can come and speak on behalf of the other principal officers. Leader of the House? No need. I'm getting signals. Honorable Bengalu, they said they will reach out to you. Thank you very much. Let me then invite the Deputy Speaker, His Excellency, Honorable Idris Ahmed Wase, to please move the vote of thanks on behalf of the House of Representatives. Can we please welcome His Excellency, the Deputy Speaker, with a very resounding applause as he comes forward. After his vote of thanks, there will be a group photograph, but that will be on the green carpet outside. We thank you very much. And Your Excellency, the Deputy Speaker, sir.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by my brother, leader, Chief Lai Mohammed, may the prayers of those who have said before my coming up that they wish you to be president be answered by the Lord. Your Excellency, the Speaker, the Senate President, ably represented by my brother, distinguished Senator Omar Gege, my very good friend and dependable ally. Your Excellency, my leader, for whose good thought that the Lord has given him, enable us to convene today at this very particular moment, a very visionary leader. The Speaker has a representative. Your Excellency, our leader, our brother, our mentor, chairman of the occasion, Chief Aminu Bello Masari, Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, our very good friend of the Green Chamber, and friend of the Nigerian masses. Our friend, our brother, for who always stand for the masses, distinguished former Governor of Imo State, Senator, my brother from the Plateau, members of the leadership, respected members who good trust is what is culminating to today's event, our colleagues and members, respected members of the Federal Executive Council here present, members of the press, security, I want to say thank you very much. My job is simple. I've been asked to come here to say thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for making the event eventful. May the God reward you. Our brothers who came here from Africa on the other side to give us thought-provoking lecture, thank you very much. Even though the other one has left, Professor Makol, whom I've always been watching on the television on AIT, today we have the opportunity of done. May God lead us through. I want to say we so much appreciate your collective effort, and we're looking forward to more productive events ahead. Colleagues, thank you very much. Words cannot express our appreciation. It is a very, very, very rare kind of support. Thank you for seeing us through. You have stood by us, thick and thin. May the Lord reward you. Thank you very much. So much appreciate.
Thank you very much, sirs. Thank you. Your Excellencies, this brings us to the end of this event. But we'll take the pictures on the green carpet just there. Group photograph will be done outside.
All right, thank you. Please, honorable members who would like to get one of the
National
lapel
anthem
pins.
is coming up next.
Before the national anthem, please, honorable members who want a lapel pin, kindly meet Honorable Ben Kalu at room 153. Thank you very much.
The national anthem, police band.
television of you live from the National Assembly here in Abuja as we brought to you the unveiling of the Green Chamber magazine and the magazine using the Green Chambers. The